Hello and welcome to Dr. Viola Voilà Video, a podcast and YouTube series produced here at ICAM in Ipswich. Today I'm joined by special guest Madeline Celletti with Bohemian Boutique. And the boutique was brought into ICAM today. Thank you for joining us, Madeline.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And would you like to just start with your journey of starting and curating your own boutique?
Well, probably started way back when I was a little kid going to Filene's basement to find
Filene?
Filene's basement.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Teach me.
Oh, it was the bargain hunter's dream. All the greatest clothing for a fraction of the cost. So.
And it was here in Boston area or New York?
It was in Boston.
Boston, yes.
And as soon as I could earn my own money, that's where I went and took a different path, became a lawyer. And when I retired, I decided I was going back to my first love, clothing. And so that's what I've been doing ever since, just finding the greatest clothing that I can find and bringing it to whoever is interested in getting dressed and being something special.
Yeah, so we could talk about a Madeline Celletti, Bohemian Boutique customer. If you would describe who would be shopping at your boutique?
Well, now that my boutique is basically part of a collective in Porter Square, Cambridge, it's everyone and anyone. I mean, we have everything from students who come, because Harvard University and Lesley University are very close by, and the people who come into the square to do their grocery shopping.
Yeah, so everyone is welcome.
Yes, everyone is welcome.
And I was struck by entering this space. Now, I know it's not the Bohemian Boutique in Porter Square, but I feel like I'm transported there today at the ICAM studios. And the first words that popped into my head, or things I noticed in the space, was the color, the pattern, and the sparkle. I see lots of sparkle.
I love sparkle, but I also love clothing that has a story. So, you know, I have pieces that are what I call story pieces, either because I know where they came from and I know the story behind them, or because the actual manufacturer incorporated a story into the piece.
Oh, wow.
So I've brought a few of them.
Yes, I can't wait to hear their stories. Do they also have names? Do you name your clothing?
I don't. I don't, because then I wouldn't want to, sell it. I'd have to.
Yes, then it would be like your child, and you can't. I love that.
Yeah.
So, primarily vintage clothing, but also, like you said, clothing with a story.
Yeah. The thing about clothing is that it should reflect your personality, but it can also be a costume for you if you want to project something to the outside world. So if a piece is interesting, I will find a way to have it, be part of an outfit or stand alone.
And I love that you describe it as a costume. Clothing, even though I'm looking around and I'm seeing maybe not exactly what I would immediately think of when I hear the word costume, like my immediately train of thought is to go to like a Halloween costume. But clothing, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and drag, to me, every day what I decide to wear in and out of my persona as Dr. Viola Voilà is drag and essentially a costume.
Right.
So how do you start your day in choosing how to dress?
Oh.
And how is that reflected in your business?
It's all dependent on what's going on that day, of course. I tend to have my comfort clothes that I wear a lot, but I like to look kind of that romantic I like a lot of lace. I like the little flowery designs.
I like the draped sleeve, the bell sleeve.
Yes.
The colors, like pastel.
And this is a dress that I bought on my honeymoon, so 45 plus years ago, and I still love it. I still love
And it has a story, even more meaningful.
I don't think anything is off limits. I think you should wear what feels natural or what you want to project.
I love that.
So, yeah.
So what were you trying to project today? You said romance.
Well, I wanted to wear something that came from me, that I bought as a young bride, and I still love.
I like that.
So, yeah.
And me, I bought this secondhand and stoned it. And I know why am I dressed as a 1920s flapper is that Madeline Celletti and Bohemian Boutique, you are one of the vendors that comes to the Roaring Twenties party
Yes.
at the Crane Estate. So can you tell us more about that?
I started doing it probably 7 or 8 years ago, and I had no idea what I was getting into. I did it with 2 other people. We had this little spot. One of the people is actually from Ipswich. She's an artist, and she
Who is this? I might know him.
Jeanette. I can't think of her last name.
I haven't met a Jeanette yet, but I am part of the Arts Association.
Oh, she is too.
Okay. I'm sure we'll run into each other at some
Okay.
point.
She's always traveling.
Jeanette, where are you?
So she would paint her clothing, and she had a lot of beautiful, really old Victorian clothing, amazing. And my other friend did the flapper with the feather and
Oh, a fascinator?
fascinator.
Yes,
Thank you, fascinators. She would hand make fascinators, and I kind of did jewelry at that point, and a lot of smalls. But then I just got hooked into the clothing thing, and I was like, I gotta get me some clothing. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing it now by myself for the past 5 years.
So if you could talk about the journey of the Roaring Twenties party, how has it changed over the 8 years you said? So you started off as more of a jeweler, providing accessories, and then
Right.
added the clothing.
Right.
So in terms of the entire event, has it just grown in time? I've heard every year in my 2 years of living here just how big of an event it is now. And I'm excited to join this year for the first time.
It's been pretty big the whole time
Okay.
I've done it. I tend to stick in the tent, and all the people who are anybody come to the tent.
Yes.
So usually we're taking photographs of people, and people are coming through and shopping, and it's the most beautiful place to be.
I agree. That's why one of the reasons why my family and I moved here. Ipswich is just magical.
We're sighted over the gardens, and you can see the ocean, and people are, on the beach, and the breeze is coming through, and no matter how hot it is, I don't care.
Yes.
I'm just like,
we have these gorgeous fans that you also have.
I mean, it just is fabulous, and the people, all the vendors. It's a variety of vendors. Some people are just vending brand new things. Some people are doing a mix. Some people are doing jewelry. It's a mix, but everybody is cohesive, and we all get along.
On the 20s theme?
Yeah.
And I was going to ask, so in terms of your presence there, are customers or just the attendees, are they buying clothing? Are they trying on the clothing and getting photographed? Both?
Mostly they're buying.
Okay, so from your shop?
From all
Okay,
all
yes.
of them.
But they're welcome to try it on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They have a little dressing room there, and people try on even in the 90-degree sweaty weather.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
they're there. They're ready to try it on. I try to provide clothing that is versatile enough that if you bought it thinking you were going to wear it that day, you could also wear it other times.
Yes.
I'll show you some of the things later on, but like the good thing about fashion is that it kind of goes in a cycle.
Cycles.
So there are things that have cycled through the 20s and the 60s and the 80s. And
I was going to ask that just as a general question about vintage. What does the word vintage mean to you? Because I know it's easily misconstrued to mean something old or...
I think it depends on how old you are.
Oh.
So for me, I always thought the Marilyn Monroe look
Yes.
is vintage. The 50s, that's when I was born, right? The 50s, that's vintage. That's how I remember my mother dressed.
I love that because for me, as a 90s baby, like the 90s is starting to feel more and more vintage to me.
It is. It's actually, we're into the K2,
Yes.
like
Y2K.
Y2K, yes. That's considered vintage now.
Yeah. And I know me and a lot of my drag peers, we have those looks in our closet. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can wear this, it's vintage, but 90s, 2000, that's vintage now.
I haven't heard it described like how you said it's vintage to you, and I love that.
I think, what you feel is vintage is vintage.
Yeah, because as soon as I say the word vintage, to me, I don't get the stuffy kind of air feeling. I get something like you said, clothing that has a story, or perhaps is of a quality that we don't necessarily see nowadays with fast fashion.
Fast fashion, right. So I don't know what's going to happen in another 20 years. There will be vintage still, but a lot will be...
Will it be fast fashion vintage?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
You put it in the washing machine, it doesn't come out.
It won't last, yes.
But anyway, that's kind of the way I think about it.
Yes.
I don't know if other people do, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to start saying that to other people, so you'll start a movement.
Hey, could be worse, right?
I can't wait to learn more about these items that you brought to ICAM Studios.
Wow.
And I do know that we brought some special guests.
Yes, we did.
Should we bring in our special guest? We have your daughter.
Yes, my model. She's the best.
I know when you said that I unfortunately am not the vintage size. But then when you told us that, then Marleah Rose will be joining us.
Yes.
So let's bring in Marleah Rose and my husband, Logan Taylor, to model some fashions that you brought. Let's invite in Logan.
Who looks fabulous in his Beethoven themed braces.
Da 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 da.
And his wonderfully tied bow tie.
Yes.
Which goes perfectly with this shirt, I think.
Yes. So he could be a vision at the 1920s Crane Estate party.
For sure, for sure. So braces were common in the 20s, but very boring. So this is a modern take on the suspenders of yesteryear, and I brought a variety.
Yeah, let's take a look at these. So I'm seeing so many different patterns.
These are really, really fun. I brought the Boston themed suspenders
Ooh.
for those who are, into the whole Boston thing, I can imagine. And then because we'll be in Ipswich, we have the tropical fish.
Ooh. Any clams on those? I know Ipswich is known for its clamming.
I think the fish ate them all.
Yes.
These are the patriotic.
Oh, yes.
With the eagle, and then, of course, your house of cards.
Yes.
Then there's the circus here. So you'll find all of these at the Roaring Twenties.
And I know suspenders are normally something that goes under an outfit or a jacket or a coat, but these suspenders are such a statement.
No, they are a statement, and we talked earlier about costumes.
Yes.
They definitely can send a message.
Yes.
You know, depending on what you want to show the world.
And then the bow tie is so colorful.
The bow ties, I think, you know, this is what I would traditionally think of as a 1920s bow tie.
Is it Art Deco?
Art
Or what?
Deco
Yes.
style, you know, they mostly wore the clip-ons, but these are the real thing. Color is important, so I just brought a variety. I have a lot of bow ties.
And I see a hat there as well.
Of course, boat hats are very popular, but the fedora is also.
Yes, and I like the feather accent. Ooh, that's it. And then I see Marleah is gonna have a little model off while we talk about some of the accessories and dresses that you brought. So about this look, Madeline, what do you have to say? What's the story of this purple ensemble?
So this is, to me, something that you could definitely wear every day, casual, going about your business. But I think it's a fun outfit for the Roaring 20s.
Yes.
Because
It's cool,
it's
breezy,
cool, breezy,
beautiful cover girl.
and yes, and it is traditionally always hotter than hell.
Yes.
So you want to be comfortable, and the hat provides some shade. And when it rains, which it usually does,
For only a few minutes.
for only a few minutes, come to the tent.
Yes.
We're fully tented.
Check out your
there.
vintage
Check
boutique,
out the-
yes.
and get some jewelry.
Yes, and I was gonna say, the earrings I already saw on Marleah class this ensemble up, and these beads.
Jewelry, accessories are key to whatever you're wearing. Whatever you're wearing, whatever you're doing, if you can add a little zip, you're good.
Completes the look.
Yes.
So always add at least 5 accessories. How many?
As many as you want. I am
More the
not-
merrier.
I am not of the take 2 off,
Yes, put 2 on.
put 2 on.
Earrings and a necklace.
And a necklace and a ring and bracelets up the arm. Yes, for sure.
So for jewelry specifically, I was curious, in terms of vintage, can you describe like what makes something sparklier or more genuine?
So a lot of the really, really fine beading comes from Austria usually, or, you know, France.
Is that where like Swarovski crystals?
Yes, yes. And the older jewelry is so well made because they hand set even rhinestones, which were much better quality than they are now. They hand set them, so you can look at the prongs
Yes,
when
okay.
you're buying a piece of jewelry. And if you see that the prongs cover the stone, you know, come up
Yes,
around the
it's a
stone,
higher quality.
it's vintage.
Wow, good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How do you feel in this ensemble, Marleah?
I feel fantastic.
Excellent. Let's talk more about the sparkle.
Okay, there's vintage and then there's not vintage.
Yes.
And you can get the same kind of sparkle. This is a non-vintage, but it's Riviere style.
And we were saying, so it's the prongs that make it more vintage. So the metal clasps, which this item does not have.
Right. So you look to see, do the prongs come over the stone? Are they actually what's holding the stone in, or is it glued in?
And it's
Which
easier to
these are-
produce if it does not have the prongs.
Right.
Yes.
because those are all hand set. But you also tell by the clasp.
Yes.
So the fish hook is a new clasp.
It's, yeah, more modern.
Right. You know, the typical clasp would be more like this on a vintage piece. This is a vintage piece. It's made by a company called Demby, if I'm pronouncing it right, but it was only in existence for about 10 years, so it's very rare. And you see it has this kind of a clasp.
More of a hook.
A hook, yeah.
In the back of this necklace is so intricate.
Yes.
And you could tell each individual stone was placed and then the prongs come over it.
Yep.
So it has a higher value and it's true vintage because of that.
Yeah. This is probably from the company was in production from the 1950s to the early 1960s.
Wow. And we were looking at that gorgeous, stunning raindrop, teardrop shaped.
This is a new piece, and you can tell by the prongs.
And the
There's no
prongs.
prongs.
No prongs at all, yeah.
They come up around the sides, but they don't cover the stone.
Wow. But the pearl is inlaid.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. It's quite a statement.
And the clear rhinestone is so sparkly iridescent.
But if you lose it, I wouldn't go sell my hair.
Yes, sell your hair.
As opposed to these, which are vintage.
And individually? Wow. You could tell the prongs.
Yeah, and you can see the clasp also.
And the hook clasp. Wow.
Yeah, and the earrings to match on this, which mostly, if you're looking at vintage, they're going to be clip-on or screw back.
Why was that? Clip-on?
People didn't pierce their ears.
Oh, because I know in the drag world, right now I stoned my ears. And they're kind of hidden behind this hair anyway, but clip-ons are considered, I don't know, less than a real hooked earring, like in terms of the look. And I know the weight of the object too plays a huge role in the clip-on. So I'm always tentative with clip-ons, like will they fall off while I'm wearing them?
Yeah, so my personal opinion is that I like to be comfortable, so
Yes.
I like having my hooked
Yes.
earrings, but I have really fat earlobes.
Yes, they're
I can-
stunning. Yeah.
I can wear heavy earrings.
And they don't hurt.
A
Yeah.
lot of people
Yes, sensitivity.
can't.
Yes.
They have very thin, so the clip-ons are great for them.
Yeah. Is it sacrilegious to turn a vintage clip-on to a hook? Okay, it's not. Good to know.
No, not at all. I think you can, if it makes it more wearable to you, do it.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Do it. Can we talk about the
Yes.
uranium glass?
Yes, let's talk about the glass. So you were mentioning that you did not bring your black light for
did not
the
bring
uranium glass.
Yes, but this will glow black.
Yes, I could tell even just looking at it, yeah.
It's just awesome. I love this kind of jewelry, even though you're never going to go into a black room, I don't think.
Yes, I mean, a gay circuit party, yes.
Oh, well, then, yes, all right. See, I'm not up on that. And this, I'm not 100% sure what is in this glass, but it will glow orange.
Wow. And it has so many faces, so it's so iridescent.
It just, look, they strung it on metal.
And it's a metal, it looks like twine or yarn,
No,
but it's a metal rope.
Metal,
Yeah.
because feel how heavy.
Is it heavy? Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels luxurious.
Yes. You definitely know the difference between.
Yes, just by the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And we were talking
Last
earlier
week-
about like the wordage behind costume jewelry and vintage jewelry. Because I'm just curious, because when I'm shopping, things will very clearly say this is costume, not vintage. And then vice versa. Yeah.
There are companies that have copied,
Okay.
so some of them took the actual molds and they.
So it's more of like a
used them.
dupe, like an actual
Yeah,
copy. Okay.
Yeah, and those are nice because they're inexpensive and you get exactly the same look.
But they might not have the same weight.
They might not have the same weight, but they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun. But I love, seeing these
Yes.
with the different shape.
And is
to
this
them.
already looped twice through, or is
Yeah,
that
it's
just a
double.
styling? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's connected. Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And is this of a
Basically,
certain era, the looping?
It's the choker style, which
Yes.
they wore.
And this clasp,
back.
though, is so detailed with the gold.
Yeah.
And I see some fascinators, so fascinating.
Well, these are my latest acquisitions, and I
Yes.
just had to bring them. This is definitely fascinator style.
Yes,
We'll
and the
have
florals.
Marleah model this with one of the things that she's going to
Marleah, our model, yes.
These, I think, are gorgeous.
So is it the 20s? We were talking about fascinators. What is the 20s fascinator? It has the lace. It has the feather.
A lot of, they'll have a feather. They might have a rhinestone.
Yes. Like a brooch,
Folded
like a
in,
larger
yeah.
type.
Yeah, I think that they can reflect anything you want.
Yes. Yeah.
The idea is that you're just wearing something that's reminiscent.
Yes, that has a story.
Yes.
Yes.
But these are vintage, and
So intricate with the lattice, the spiraling.
I mean,
yeah.
it's just like this would complete definitely the look of a true garden party.
Beautiful. And these will be available for the
Yes,
1920s,
I will
Roaring
be
20s?
bringing
Wow.
them to the 1920s. This is another one,
Wow.
and this is a little more formal, I think, but
Is it because of the lace or?
yeah, I don't know. To me, it just looks a little bit more like,
And there's some stones on it?
yeah.
Whenever I see something
I
sparkly,
might
I think
wear
more.
it to church if I were.
Ooh,
going
I
to
am looking for
church.
some church lady hats.
If I was a church-going person.
Yes.
But this I just acquired, and it's
Is it wool? What is that?
it's felt.
Felt. Okay, wow. From Paris. Yeah.
Yeah. Schiaparelli hat with the
Some
little
stone details on the ends.
detail, yeah, a little beading, and the netting is in pretty good. Usually you don't get the netting.
Yeah,
in-
without lots of holes for
Yes.
vintage. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Well, thank you for sharing the jewelry and the hats, the fascinators. Let's bring back Marleah for some more modeling our dresses. Yeah.
So Marleah is wearing something unusual for me to have.
What's unusual?
I don't usually do designer.
Oh, what
but
designer?
This is a Frank Lyman,
Oh, wow.
and I love that it's a bubble dress.
Yes, I was saying that. The skirt.
But not like so exaggerated.
Yes.
So I think,
Where is she going in this outfit?
yeah, she could go to the most elegant party,
Yes.
dinner.
And impress with all the jewels, the gold
Yes.
accents.
These earrings that she's wearing are vintage, so they make a statement.
And I love the sheen on this dress too.
Yeah.
Stunning.
And she's carrying the Whiting and Davis purse, which is all the rage for the 1920s and has continued to this day.
It's-
They're still in business, they're still making beautiful purses. But if you see the detail on this one, it's just,
Yeah, the gold, the pattern.
yeah.
What is that? Filigree?
I disagree.
Yes.
Filigree.
It sounded fancy. I thought
Filigrees.
Filigrees, yes. Phil does agree, yes.
Phil does agree, yes, definitely.
I feel like I'm going to the opera.
Ooh.
That was amazing. I'm going to the opera.
Yes, Queen of the Night.
Symphony, right?
Symphony. Yeah, this is definitely a symphony.
Oh, yeah?
Would you say that this is something that someone's worn to a symphony?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful on you.
Thank
Your coloring, yes.
you.
Complexion, yeah.
I get it from my mom.
Yes. A vision in green.
I think, the color thing is definitely an important thing to keep in mind when you're buying your clothing.
Yes.
Because I think color does change your complexion.
Yes, I've been seeing those TikToks of where the business owners are swatching their customers and like revealing even like eggshell to a very stark white on someone's complexion and how it immediately changes their face. And let's show off one more look. Yeah.
One more look.
Yeah. Let's bring Marleah back in for another runway walk. Gorgeous. So where is this dress from?
Well, this dress is vintage, probably from the 1970s, 80s, but with all these dingle dangles.
Yes, dingle dangles. That's the professional term, yes.
Yeah, I use that term all the time. This is perfect if you're going out for an evening and you want to shake your booty a little.
Yes, cause traffic,
Yeah.
collisions.
And there's no way that you're going to go unnoticed in this, but it's elegant at the same time. It's not over the top, it's just sedate until you show
Until you
people-
shake and shimmy.
Yeah, show people what you're made of. Yes, definitely.
I like how you paired it with the fascinator. The dingle dangle earrings to match the dingle dangle dress.
Those are definitely the geometric, the circles are definitely a hallmark of Art Deco jewelry. So
How do you feel in it, Marleah?
I feel classy.
Classy.
I feel like, I feel like of the era. I feel like this is the right for the 1920s. This makes me feel like I'm costumed up.
Yes, ready to dance the night away.
I know. I was about to say, is it still classy if I'm
Doing the
shaking
robot?
If I'm shaking my butt in it, is it still
Yes.
a classy outfit if my butt shakes?
Oh, they definitely shook their butts in the 1920s, for sure, yeah.
that was the flapper thing, was we're free, finally.
She's molting! No.
Every time I shimmy and shake, I remember they had everything pinned down.
Yes,
Every
yes.
time I shimmy and
And
shake,
if
I
we
remember-
visit the Bohemian Boutique at the 1920s, you will make sure to properly pin the fascinator. Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
We have pins galore. We have every accoutrement that you can dream of there.
Well, thank you for being our model today, Marleah.
Absolutely.
Our people will get in touch with your people in terms of payment.
Okay, all right. I don't think you really got your money's worth today.
Yes.
But I did my best for my mom and for
know.
you because this is it's a great podcast.
Yes.
So I wanna be
Yeah.
part of it.
Families who boutique together and model together stay together. Yes.
Definitely. She's my key advisor.
And never a dull moment.
For sure. I wanted to say there are a lot of mothers and daughters doing this kind of thing, and it really is a wonderful thing when you can share something with your family.
Aw, I love that. Don't make me cry.
Don't cry. All right.
Well, goodbye, Marleah.
Goodbye.
Until next time, shimmy, 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 shimmy.
I love the way that looks.
Yeah, it's stunning. Seeing it move, yes. Well, let's talk about the vintage dresses that you brought from your boutique that Marleah isn't going to be modeling.
Okay. Let's start with the oldest
Yes.
piece here,
It's beautiful, the lace.
which is probably from the 1920s. It's hard to pinpoint exactly, but it could be 30s even.
Is that based off of the material or the size?
It's the style.
the style,
The
the
style
long flowing.
more, the long flowing with the, and somebody who had this gown was probably pretty well off.
Is it just the quality of the lace?
It's the quality, it's the fact that most people didn't even have a wedding gown. They either rented a wedding gown or they got married in street clothes. But this, I think, is so fabulous with the long train on the jacket. I don't know if you can see that.
The drama.
Yeah, just gorgeous.
And for sizing, I know I was curious when we set up this interview and you sadly let me know that I would not fit any of the clothing because the sizing was just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have things from the 60s. I am considered a size 4 to 6.
Based off of the 60s or
No,
now?
now.
Okay, yeah.
16 fits me. Size 16.
From the 60s?
From the 60s.
That is wild.
Yes,
Oh, wow, yeah.
yes. So they've changed the sizing. Let's see, which would be next? This one
Other
will be
vintage,
next.
let's see.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is probably 40s.
Based off the cut? Or
The style again.
The styling, yeah.
You see
The beading.
All the beading is
Yeah.
perfect. And it's got the big skirt and the waist, you know, something that a movie star would wear.
Oh
and
yeah, I was
that-
like, black always reads elegant.
Yeah, yeah,
Movie premiere, love it.
yes. And this, I'm debating which one came earlier, but look at the hanger on it.
Oh,
This is the
wow.
original hanger that
That's real metal.
but look at the shape of it. Somebody probably made that.
It looks like a child's hanger, how small it is, yeah.
So this is from Mexico, but they're all hand done, hand painted.
And I see the sequins are hand sewn.
Yeah. Just the intricacy of the work and
And it's a wrap skirt? How would you describe
no,
it?
it's not a wrap. It actually has hooks and eyes.
Oh, wow.
To
Oh, so the ties are just a detail on the side.
and then you can put crinolines underneath it if you want.
Fuller skirt, yes.
Great for dancing.
Oh, yeah.
I would say. And the sort of the look of it, I think, would fit really well with the 1920s
Mm-hmm.
because they were highly influenced by Egypt
Yes, we were talking about
And-
this.
and South America, the Mayan or the Latin American culture. So
And I see it translated to like the fascinators, the cultural
yeah,
references.
Yeah, well, look at how would you like a fascinator that looked like
Oh
that?
yeah, the feather plume, so tall. It's almost as tall as the figure, yeah.
Yeah, sort of a can-can
Yes.
thing going on there.
Any other vintage dresses?
And this is
Oh yeah. It's giving 1960s housewife, 50s? 50s, yeah.
maybe
Maybe.
60s, but I love this because it still has the original.
Wow. How rare is
Tag
that,
on
the
it.
original tag? Unheard of?
100% cotton.
Oh wow.
And the print is fabulous.
Yeah, it's like a mandala
Yeah, just,
intricate pattern.
yeah.
Yes, and what size is this for the 1950s or?
It has not fit anybody who.
It says a 7?
It's a 7, yeah.
A
I
7?
mean, I think it's
Yeah.
probably a 0, but
A double, yeah, it's so small.
I want to show this because
You have to, the color.
it's so great. It's got the dropped waist, but it's not particularly old. It's probably from the 1970s
Oh wow.
or 80s.
But the drop waist I know is signature of the 20s.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you know, nothing is new. It's all just recycled.
Mm-hmm.
So
Looks very summery. It'll be at the 1920s.
it's you know,
Party at the
it's
Crane
great,
Estate?
and
Yeah.
I think it has a fish theme to it. So
Yes.
definitely
In Ipswich, we love our fish. Yeah,
Yes.
our clamming community. Yes.
So that's I mean, we talked
That's
about how vintage
Oh yes.
when you were
Vintage to
born.
me is the 90s. Yeah.
Yes, vintage to me is the 50s,
Yeah.
and it's not unusual for people to look for early 2000s.
Yes. Y2K fashion.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's vintage. So whatever you enjoy, you like, you appreciate,
That's what you should be wearing. Yeah.
here's the garden party by, I think this is a Calvin Klein,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
yeah,
I love the florals.
but you know, you could wear this, put a hat on.
Add some accessories, put 2 on, like you said.
Yeah. So it's all good. Get your tickets.
Get your tickets now. It does sell out.
It does
Yes.
sell out, and once you've seen it, you'll go back year after year.
Yes, and I'm excited to go for the first time this year.
Yeah.
And they bring fabulous vendors like yourself.
They bring vendors, there's food there.
Yes.
There's music, great music.
Yes,
all
live
over
music.
In the tent.
Amazing.
You can get tickets to tour the house. It's just
Yeah,
fantastic.
I can't wait to see you there. Well, to conclude this episode of Dr. Viola Voilà Voices, thank you. It was a pleasure having you, Madeline. Come into the studio, show off your fabulous vintage finds, and I cannot wait to join you on the 1920s Roaring 20s party. It's going to be fabulous.
I am looking forward to it. I look forward to it for the whole year.
Oh, yes.
I collect for the whole year, and I don't even put them in my shop if I know
goodness.
I'm bringing them there.
Yeah, so make sure to turn up and show out to the 1920s Roaring Party. Visit the trustees to get your ticket now. And it's been such a pleasure. Until next time, join me for another fabulous guest at Dr. Viola Voilà Voices, produced here at ICAM in Ipswich. Thank you.